So let me ask you this though. It's funny you said. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you feel like dating apps are effective, or do you? But do you feel like dating apps are effective? Because I feel like if we got rid of dating apps and just go back to the old school, where you just go up and just talk to people and just let it be what it is. I feel like that'd be better. I feel like I think all men should get off of dating apps. I mean, I've had my experiences with dating app, but I don't think it's necessary. But do you feel like dating apps? You know, do you feel like it's necessary?
Yeah. I mean, yes and no. Only reason why I say yes, let's say a pretty girl in a small town.
Okay.
And she wouldn't even know like a high value man like me and you existed. She's in small town. And her reach is maybe over 70 miles, 100 miles. Now she knows that a Keon exists. She knows that Hafiz exists. Versus in her small little town where she trying to get out. She's a good quality girl, but she want better for herself. But she wouldn't know a Keon or Hafiz existed unless she found us on a dating app. So that could be a pro to it. But yeah, to the other part, yeah, there is some drama that can come with it.
So the pro is expanding people's options.
Expanding your options than what you would normally see in your day-to-day just journey.
So that's
life.
why it leads to a lot of people understanding they have a lot of options and don't stay in commitments.
That's the downside.
That's the downside.
But here's the thing with dating apps. I got to piggyback on this. Because if you're on a dating app and say if the average female or the average guy say, hey, I got 20 options or 50 options, man. I got 50 people who swipe right on me. That don't mean shit. I'm going to tell you why that don't mean shit. Because when you really break down the average of that 50, out of that 50, you probably, people who are really serious, let's decrease that down to maybe 10 of them. And then out of that 10, the people who you actually on the same page with or actually meet, probably like
less
2 or
than
3.
5,
So do you really have more options than you think, or is you just a little delusional? You
That's
know?
why I said it brings out the delusion in people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I do feel like sometimes on the dating apps, it does make people delusional. For if you take a guy that says, hey, if his reach goes all the way to LA, and they say, man, I want me a $40 million a year supermodel, and then he think he's gonna get that here in Charlotte. No, it's not gonna happen like that, bro. Don't you know what I mean? You got to be realistic with your approach.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I do feel like dating apps does help because it does help expand your reach. But also too, with dating apps, I think it makes women more guarded, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. Because you got scammers on there, you got dudes on there lying, like you said, married, pretending to be single when they really not.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know, I hear a lot of horror stuff. When I was on dating apps, I heard women say, "Hey, when I was on the date, I met this guy who I thought was legit, but he would come to find out he was married, or he didn't look like the picture that I saw on the app. You know what I mean? Looks like he was 250 pounds lighter, but then when I saw him, you know what I mean, he looked like a big lineman, you know, for the Jets. So it's like, damn, keep it a bean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do think with dating apps it is good, but at the same time too, I think sometimes people do kind of sell themselves a little bit because you know angles and stuff like that. Have you guys ever experienced a catfish where man you seen the pictures and it's like man this person looks really good and you meet them in person it's like
yeah. It's a lot of that. People use older pictures, AI. That's the new trick now.
I didn't know that. I didn't know about the AI.
Was supposed to be for research purposes, not for
they're using it.
not for an advantage on your dating profile. But yeah, I mean, you get a lot of deregulation, I would say, on dating apps. That's why you got to vet. See it through. Do your proper due diligence.
But one thing I can say before you pick about one thing I can say with dating apps though that will help people is I think if you understand yourself and understand what you want and what you're looking for, it's easy for you to weed out what you want and don't want versus it being I'm just going to this dating app, just meet that first person I see and we just hit it off and just go to it. Sometimes you just gotta understand what you want and what you're looking for. Because let's just keep it a beat. When you on them dating apps, you know whether or not you're wasting your time or not. Especially with us, man. We just want that ass, and that is what it is. But we gotta just keep it real. Sometimes I feel like you know whether or not you're wasting your time or not. I really do. That's why I just don't think it's necessary. I think if every man get off of dating apps and just go out in the world and just talk to women, approach them, I think it'd be better. But go ahead, V.
No, yeah. So I was gonna say I haven't had good experiences on dating apps.
What happened, Dr. V?
Back in the day, just people the catfishing and trying to scam you and get money from you or stuff like that, or using people's entire whole faces and pictures and everything. So this is when I lived in Maryland. So this was over like a long time ago. But so I have not, and that was, and then you're on Christian Mingle, and then those got the biggest liars and stuff and trying to scam you. So it's like, no, I'm good.
Man.
I haven't been, I tried Facebook dating app when it first came out, like
Facebook,
5 years ago or something like that. But I haven't been on the dating apps because I feel like it's important. What you said is you said you got to weed through and have patience. I got too much stuff going on in my life